Good morning, everyone. We have just gotten up for the day, at least Mary and I have. Naoki is at work. He had night shift last night. So yeah, and last night was such a panic attack for me. I woke up at around 5 a.m. thinking that maybe my water had broken because I felt some moisture, like more than usual down there. Yeah, so I was like, oh my god, I need to get up and check myself and see if I have broken my water or not, and luckily I have not. So that was good. And plus I just kind of like laid in bed and was like, am I gonna have contractions soon? Like, because usually once your water breaks, your contractions start right away and like continue going. But I didn't have any contractions, so I knew for sure that my water hadn't broken at all. That's good. I'm happy about that because it's still a little early. I'm only 37 weeks pregnant. I mean, Mary was born at 37.6. So I'm expecting this baby to come anytime now, I guess. But at the same time, I really don't want it to come too early. So, but this morning I'm making pancakes, and if you're wondering how I make my pancakes, I use a pre-mixed bag. Yes, this is usually not the brand I get because this is one of the more expensive brands. They do have off brands, and I will say I have tried them all, and all of the pre-mixed pancake bag things they have are all good. It just depends on how many pancake like baggies. They come in little individual bags like this. This one has 4 bags in it, and I've had other ones that only have 3 bags. I usually try and get the ones that have at least 4 bags because it's worth your money kind of thing. But yeah, it just has instructions on how much water and milk or eggs you need on the back, and it even gives you extra recipes. Like if you don't want to make pancakes with this mix, you can easily turn it into muffins or some steamed cakes, or yeah, all the bags have different recipes on the back, so it's just like, oh, what is on the bag this time kind of thing. But yeah, I always use these pre-mixed pancake bags because I don't have time in my life to just make pancakes from scratch. Like, every time I've actually tried to make pancakes from scratch in the past, they've never turned out very good. And these pancakes, you see how thick and fluffy they look on this picture? That's how they turn out in real life. Yeah, Japanese advertising does not lie to you. Mary just loves stirring the batter for me and making a mess as usual, but what can you do about that? I mean, she's not going anywhere, like, for real. But let's get making pancakes, Mary, yeah? Pancakes? Pancakes! That's right, that's an egg. That's right. Okay. For Mary's pancakes, I actually really like making the silver dollar ones because they're just the right size for her to pick up with her hands, and so she doesn't have to use a fork. Although she does usually use a fork, but yeah, in any case, it's just more fun too for her. And here are Mary's silver dollar pancakes. See how nice and fluffy those are? Yeah, they're hot. They're super hot. Well, now that breakfast is done and I am finally ready for the day. Yeah, not that I'm going anywhere, but you know, things happen. You never know. It's good to be ready, especially around this time, so that I don't have to waste time getting ready. Yeah, but this morning's panic attack for me has put a fire under my butt, and yeah, we have got to do some last minute things, like packing my hospital bag. Now you may think, Sarah, why don't you already have it packed? I do have it packed. But when I was talking with the nurses, they were like, do you have your hospital bag packed? And I was like, yes, I do. And they're like, oh great, so you have like a suitcase and everything, right? I'm like, a suitcase? Why do I need a freaking suitcase? And they're like, that way you can just take and go. And I was like, yeah, but I just have it in a bag. And I was thinking, yes, a bag is fine, but a suitcase would be better because then you can literally just roll it. I don't have to carry it while I'm doing contractions. And right now, this is what my bag looks like. This is all the stuff I need to put in my bag. Like, I've just been randomly getting stuff and like, oh, I forgot to put this in there and just put it on top. But this suitcase is empty. So I need to put all of this stuff in here. And this bag is actually a bag full of snacks. Now you might think I'm crazy for bringing a bunch of snacks to a hospital, but I'm basically going to be in quarantine the entire time I'm there. Yeah, there's no leaving the room really. I think they might still have the thing where I can go down to the convenience store and get things if I really need to after hours, which means like after I think it's like 7 p.m. or something, I can go down. But if I don't have to leave the maternity ward, I don't want to. And one main reason for that is because most hospitals now in Japan have COVID. Yeah, even the hospital I am currently attending has COVID patients. Yes, I think there's only like 14 patients or something at my current hospital. I haven't asked for specifics because I don't want to deal with that stress right now and anxiety of going there. But it's like, no matter what hospital you go to here now, you're going to have COVID patients. So I am more than happy with the amount that they have. It's not like Tokyo where the entire hospital sometimes can be taken over by COVID patients. So yeah, I am just trying to like reduce my risk and the risk to my newborn at the time. So I don't want to go down to the main lobby and essentially expose myself to anything, even though I wouldn't have to touch anything or really do anything. But it's the main lobby. Like, everybody walks in there like, oh, I need a test. Okay, oh, you're positive. They've been through the lobby. Even if they were wearing a mask, it's kind of like, yeah. And I know I go there every week now. I'm going there once a week now to have my checkups for the baby. And it is nerve-wracking, but I really try to limit my time in the lobby or anywhere in an enclosed space where I know a lot of people have been. Like the elevators, I can't really not go in the elevator because I'm not going to walk up 5 flights of stairs. So, but literally when I'm in the elevator, I almost kind of hold my breath. Yeah. And then get off and I just kind of breathe out, wait a couple seconds, and then breathe in, kind of thing. Just, I don't know if it really does anything, y'all. I really don't know. But it just helps me with my anxiety. Yeah. But, so, there's all of that I have to worry about. But just getting to the hospital in general is a whole nother worry for me. And I need to have my bag ready. And it's been on my mind for like the past month to do this. Literally, it's been that long. So, let's get everything ready for my hospital bag. I'll show you everything that I'm going to be putting in my bag. And I'll tell you the things they actually provide at the hospital for you. And the things they actually request you to bring. So, yeah. Let's get that done. Okay, I am now sitting down comfortably, or as comfortable as I can be. Mary I don't need these diapers. I don't need these. You aren't going to the hospital with me. Yeah, you're not coming with me, baby. You don't need diapers, no. So I have some papers here that are actually from the baby book thing that they give you from the midwives. And it just tells you everything that you need to have to bring and what they provide for you. And this is the English version. If you can't tell, it's all in English, yes. They do have an English version of the book. I say of the book, but it's literally very limited pages. There's a list of things that they provide for you. And a lot of this is very standard, but it does vary from hospital to hospital on what they provide. So it's always good to look at this paper and see what else you may need, because I do have another list of things that I'm supposed to bring. Yeah, it's quite long, but at the same time, it's not. So the things that they prepare for you and they will provide for you are postpartum pads. So like after you've given birth, of course you're going to be bleeding some. You should not be bleeding a whole lot, but there is going to be bleeding. So they provide pads for you, and they also supposedly provide disposable underwear. But in my experience with the disposable underwear in my size, they don't fit. They never do. Yeah. Even my previous hospital was like, we have like this special underwear that you have to have, and we provide it for you in this pack of stuff, but it wouldn't fit me. Yeah, they're like, oh, but it goes really, really big. It can get really big. And I'm like, you mean Japanese size big, which is like an American size medium. Like, I'm not even joking on this. Yeah. So I always have to bring my own, which is fine. But I don't bring disposable. I bring a different kind of underwear. I will show you. So yeah, because you can just wash it. It's not that big of a deal. They provide newborn diapers. They provide 2 packs of 36 diapers, which in my experience lasts for your hospital stay. That's how many I had with Mary, and that was more than enough diapers to last for the amount of time I was in the hospital. And when I got home, that's when I needed more, which, I mean, you're home by then, you should have diapers, right? And I do. I have a stash upstairs now for when we're first starting out. Yeah, so baby wipes. They give you samples of different things, like they give you nipple protection cream samples if you don't have your own, like just so that you can see which cream you like the best, especially if you're breastfeeding. They give you shampoo samples as well as like water, apparently. I mean, I'm cool with some water samples. Who doesn't like water? Like, they also give you a thermometer. Yeah, they give you a thermometer that both the baby and mommy can use. And I thought that was very interesting because my last hospital did not give me a thermometer. No. They had one for me to use every day for the baby, but I couldn't keep it. I couldn't keep it. And these are all things that you can keep, apparently. So that's awesome that I get a new thermometer out of that, because I think 2 of the thermometers that I currently have run out of batteries. That's how old they are. Yeah. And that's about it. I did ask them if I had to pay for this. And no, I don't. It's all free. All of those things I just listed are free, which is fantastic. At my previous hospital, they actually had an extra bag of things that you could purchase that included things like the pads. They were not free at that hospital. You actually had to purchase them. And a set of pajamas, and a whole bunch of other little things. but I didn't buy it because most of the things in there did not fit me. So like the pajamas, they don't fit me. They provide pajamas at this hospital as well, but they don't fit me. Yeah, I've asked and I've actually tried them on. And they don't fit me at all. They're like, this is the biggest size we have. And I'm like, yeah, I know, it's okay. I just have to bring my own pajamas. Like, it's sad because I really like their hospital pajamas. Like, they're super comfy and yeah, it's just sad that I don't fit into them. But I can't help that fact. It is time to just move on from that. I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking today. Bear with me. But I am now going to go over the list of things that I actually have to bring to the hospital with me. And since Mary is trying to help me pack my bag, it's going to like be crazy. Yeah. But of course, you need to bring things to bring baby home in. Yeah, you can't just bring the baby home in what they provide because they actually keep that stuff. Yeah, you can't keep the blanket, you can't keep the little thing that they wrap the baby in, which is so freaking cute. I wish I could keep it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but you can't keep any of that stuff. They actually reuse, they like sterilize it and reuse it. So good on them for like reusing that kind of stuff, because I feel like it would be a really high expense to like provide that for every single child that's born in the hospital. But yeah, so let me show you what I'm bringing for baby. For the baby, I am bringing my wrap. I do use a wrap for when my baby is like newborn till about 3 months, and then I change to an ergo carrier, and I have like an infant insert for that. So this is just so much easier than the ergo when they're a newborn, because this can hold the baby super tight to you and you don't feel like you're like losing the baby or anything. And I just love this. If you're wondering what wrap this is, it's actually an exo wrap. Maybe I'll show you some other time with baby. And this wrap, I love it. It's half wrap, half knot. So like it has this snap belt on it that goes around your waist, and then you wrap the baby in it around you and tie it kind of thing. So it's not a completely free wrap kind of thing, but I absolutely love this. I actually bought this used from somebody, and I just love it, especially for newborns. Yeah, Mary used this. Oh, that was so nice. Oh my gosh, I loved this with Mary. So of course I'm going to bring it again. When I was taking Mary out of the hospital, I only had an ergo at a time, so I had to put her in that, and I just wasn't comfortable how loose it was, even though if I had it tight around my body. Because of my body type, it was still quite loose. I decided that I didn't like the looseness of that, and I got this about maybe a week later or so, and I've never looked back. I've kept it all this time. Love it. Yes. Now, of course, you need baby clothes to bring the baby home in. It is going to be the end of February, beginning of March. It's going to be freezing cold still around here, so I want to have warm clothing for the baby. All the clothes I have are like gender neutral or even maybe boyish, because they're all hand-me-downs. And yeah, I totally do not mind that. I'd rather have hand-me-downs than waste money on brand new items that they only are going to wear for like 2 weeks. Seriously. But like, this is one outfit that I have. I absolutely love this. It has the feet in it because their feet get so cold and everything. But it's a fleece material, and it's just one of my favorite patterns just because I'm a science lover, and it's like outer space. Like, it's super cute. And if it, just depending on how big the baby is, I did bring this pair of a footed pajama. It's just like a gray stripe with some like colored bears on it kind of thing. It's cotton. It's not as thick, but it is bigger than this one, if you can see by the length. So I just wanted to be prepared on a different size if the baby was bigger than like an average newborn or not. I have no idea. I just didn't want to be caught off guard. I know a lot of people go to the hospital with newborn clothes and then their baby is huge and the baby doesn't fit in these, and then they have to panic and try and find clothes to fit in here. And since I can't have visitors or anybody coming to see me, I needed to be prepared to have different size clothing. So that's why I have these two different sizes. And I still don't know if I'm having a boy or a girl. We aren't finding out. I have that question multiple times. If what we're having, I don't know. It's part of the surprise at birth for us. Like, oh, is it a boy or a girl? Like, it's exciting for us just because it's like one of the last few exciting things that happen in your life. So, yeah, we try to make it as exciting as possible for us. But, yeah, just because this might be like a blue or green or they look boyish, that doesn't mean I'm having a boy. It's just because they're hand-me-downs, and most of the hand-me-downs that I get are boyish or gender neutral. So that's what my baby will be wearing. Yeah. Mary was the same way. I think she wore, I don't even remember what she wore. I think she wore some duck outfit. Yeah, I think. But it was way too big on her because I was thinking she was going to be huge and she wasn't. She was tiny. Yeah. It was way too big on her, and I had only packed that one item for her. So we just had to make do with it. And I didn't want that to happen this time. So I'm packing two different sizes, like a newborn size one, and then I think this one is actually a 0 to 3 months. So it is a little bit bigger, but it's good to be prepared. I'm also bringing a swaddle blanket just because it's going to be cold outside when we leave. I need something to wrap the baby in. If I so choose to use this, I can. I have no idea what I'll be doing after the hospital, if I'm going to be coming straight home or if we're going to be visiting the in-laws right away. I have no idea what's going to be happening. So I just needed to be prepared with something to keep the baby warm. This does look thin, but it's actually very warm because you wrap it around the baby like 3 or 4 times. Moving on, that was like all the baby stuff for baby for when we need to go home. Moving backwards, what about mommy? I need a going home outfit. So yes, I have a going home outfit. It's just a dress with, I think, a long shirt and some pants. Yeah, it's like super simple and easy. I didn't want anything super cumbersome because I'm going to be wearing my baby. I'm not going to have her in a baby car or anything like that. So yeah, I am going to be wearing her, and I wanted something that I could adjust very easily if need be. Let's move on to what I'll need while in the hospital. I'll obviously need pajamas. I am bringing 2 sets of pajamas, not because I'm staying for an extended period of time, but because you need one for birth and one to actually stay in the hospital room. So I'm bringing this one to actually give birth in. This is what I actually had Mary in as well. It's kind of like what I was wearing this morning, if you saw what I was wearing making pancakes. Pretty much the exact same. And I have my flannel pajamas that I'll be using in the actual hospital room because, yeah, they're the most comfortable pajamas that I own that are more public safe, I guess you'd say. They cover everything versus my other pajamas that I have, which don't. So, yeah. I will also be bringing some like tank tops, nursing tank tops that I can easily access myself with, as well as regular tank tops. Of course you need bras and underwear if you so need that. Depends. Some of my tank tops actually act as bras, others don't. It just depends your own personal preference. But for underwear, this is the underwear that I have. It's a special type of underwear. So yes, it is big because, yeah. But it has this special flap in the front right here. And it literally just velcros open like this for complete access. Yeah. This is what they recommend you take to the hospital, and you wear this all the way up until your baby is pretty much coming out of your vagina. They have to check you so often because of to see how you've dilated and other things, that instead of just constantly taking on and off regular underwear, they just have you wear this with the pad inside, of course. They just take this, they check the pad, and then they check you, and then they put this back, and you're good to go. Like a diaper, pretty much. But they also have you wear these in the postpartum recovery so that it's easy for them to check the bleeding rather than having to wait for you to undress completely. They will just look at your diaper. Pretty much, that's pretty much what it is. And I have like 3 different pairs of this, basically only because after the hospital, I don't use these, I just use regular things. I also have my toiletry bag here, regular like toothpaste, toothbrush, hairbrush, as well as some like plastic baggies to put things in for when I leave, so that way if they're wet, they don't make everything else wet, kind of thing. But yeah, you need a towel. They do not provide towels at the hospital, and even if they did, I don't know if I would want to use them or not. I do know they sterilize things, but at the same time, you just might be comfortable bringing your own towel. I also bring some like bags like this, so that I can put my dirty laundry in there, especially like the stuff that I was doing labor in, because those clothes are going to be nasty after labor. Some take-home bags, even if they don't fit in your suitcase when you leave, at least they have like string on them and you can just carry them out of the hospital. Yeah. They also recommend you bring some extra pads, because they only give you a certain amount of pads and then you have to purchase them after that. So I actually had some left over from the last time when I had Mary, so I'm bringing those with me just in case. I don't think I will actually need them until when I get home, but you never know. It's better to be prepared than not. Yeah. They ask you to bring slippers. They say non-slip slippers. I don't have non-slip slippers, and I'm not going to go out and just buy a specific pair of non-slip slippers when I know these slippers are just as fine. So these will be in my hospital bag. And one thing I do bring is like a sweater type of thing, and this is one thing I bought specifically when I was pregnant with Mary. It's just a long sleeve, long like sweater type thing, and it was just really nice to have, especially walking around the maternity ward, to like cover up, I guess, because I didn't have their pajamas, and their pajamas cover everything. And with Mary, I didn't think to bring my flannel pajamas, so I only had like my short pajamas. Not shorts, but short. Like they were short, like they only came just to my knees. And yeah, nobody else in the ward was wearing pajamas like that. So it was nice having this to just put it on like as a house coat kind of thing and wear, or even a robe if you want to bring and wear a robe. I do recommend it just because it's nice to have, really nice to have, because you're not always sit in your bed. And they do have like a day room kind of thing where you can sit, and they usually use it for when visitors would come. You could go and sit out there with your visitors rather than having them in your room, because most people do the shared room. But that's not the case anymore. But you are still allowed to go into that room. It's just no visitors. So having some kind of house coat or a robe is really nice to have at a Japanese hospital, just because of the comfort level of it. You don't feel as exposed, especially if you can't fit into their pajamas. Yeah. And it says a postpartum pelvic belt. If you don't know what that is, it's just basically a belly band. I'm actually wearing one right now for support, and I will be wearing it after birth as well, just for support, pretty much, until things get back to normal around my stomach area. Yeah, I do think they are good to have. You don't have to have it, that's why it's on the optional list. But doctors here are really adamant about you getting back into your original shape. Yeah, they are obsessed with weight here. But at this hospital, I actually haven't had such a big issue with it. I don't know if it's because I haven't really gained a whole lot during my pregnancy. I actually lost a bunch, and then I've slowly, once third trimester hit, I slowly gained a little bit, but it's like nothing really. I've lost more than I've gained. So yeah, that is pretty much everything that goes into my hospital bag. As you can see, it is super full. I just have to reorganize it and actually get it into a space wise. But yeah, and then I have my snack bag that I'm also bringing. It's just a whole bunch of random snacks, some drinks, juices, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, nothing super special about that. I also have packed Mary's bag as well, because she will not be staying at the house here while I'm away. She'll be staying at the in-laws, as what I am assuming, because that's what Naoki does. So yeah, I have packed her bag, and that's all ready as well. Thank goodness, because there's just so much happening. I still have to remember to bring all this stuff with me when I go to the hospital. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting time. And now we shall put this back in the closet. Yay! Well guys, I think that's all for this vlog. It was mainly for the hospital bag only, what I wanted to do with that. So yeah, it's all ready to go. It's sitting in my closet, just ready to like take and go already. Stress off of my shoulders finally. Yay. I bid y'all adieu for today, and I'll catch you in my next vlog, and have a great day and stay safe out there. Bye.